Appreciate all you guys being here. Really excited that football is rolling for us. Our guys had a great summer with Coach Kramer and Coach Napoli in the weight room. They got after it. I'm really excited with where we're at on offense. Like Coach P said, we're on an off day right now, and it's a big day for us mentally. Yesterday the defense got after it, like Coach said, and they had a lot of energy. And it's an opportunity for us to be able to get into the meeting room and to learn. We're through 3 days of install. We're on our normal down and distance is first and second down right now. So working through our install and excited where we're at. But, through the summer with how hard our guys have been working, and the opportunity that we get to spend some time with them in June, it's great to start to lay the foundation of what we want to be this year, of being able to dominate and win the line of scrimmage. But talking to the group as a unit, we want to be disciplined and be a team that's not going to beat ourselves. And we talked to the guys about a smart team's a hard team to beat, and then we got to find a way to create explosive plays. And how we define that is a pass of 15 yards or more, or a run of 10 yards or more. And right now we're working through. There's been a lot of good competition, and I'm excited to see how it all shakes out. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions you guys have.
With this being your first year leading the NDSU offense, kind of how special is it to have a quarterback as experienced as Cam Miller, just to be there for you in that role? Kind of what's it been like having him there at the quarterback position?
Yeah, right when I got here, I knew that was going to be a relationship that I had to build really quickly, and just right away telling Cam, I want to get to know you on and off the field, right? And last night we did a situational walkthrough of going through 2 minutes, end of the game scenario stuff, and it's just balancing what is he like. Here's what I'm thinking, what would you be thinking? And just being able to understand what goes through his head. And obviously in the first game, I'm going to be in his head, but being able to understand what he's like. But, it's just been phenomenal. He's taken a step forward, I think, in my time here, and just his leadership and taking ownership of the offense.
Have you ever experienced the in-helmet communication before? Kind of how exciting is that for you to be able to use that in the game?
Yeah, I'm really fired up about it. I have not done it. Tomorrow will be the first day that we get to do it, and I think there's going to be a learning curve, right? Having played the position that, we're going to tell Cam the play, and then how much we get until 15 seconds to talk to him. So, how much is too much information, right? How much do you want to know? What little tidbits can we provide, those sort of things, but we'll be working through those. And it was great yesterday during special teams for me to go over the sidelines and grab the tablet and start to work through what we would be doing between drives.
Those two quarterbacks, I think combined, they're in their 9th year. Where does that play out? How does that work in your advantage?
Yeah, I think Coach P already hit on it, but they're just phenomenal guys. And they're great to be around, but they're both very explosive football players. And we got to find ways to get Cole Payton on the field, and he's got to play quarterback as well. But I just think from overall leadership-wise, they're some of the best leaders that we have on our team, because they know who they are and they know how they want to push people, and at the end of the day, they want to win football games.
And how many ways you can use them? I mean, you find yourself dreaming, like, just the number of possibilities there.
Yeah, you don't want to get too happy with the pen on the whiteboard. You know what I mean? But we have a plan. We've talked about it. It started right when I got here. Obviously, Cole and Cam were on the field at the same time last year, and how can we build off of that? How can we expand that? How do we want that to look? And like I said, it's a football player in Cole Payton that he's got to be on the football field, and we're going to find ways to do that.
How has Marty improved from the spring? I know I asked you about that when you got here, about his pass blocking. How much has he improved there to get him on the field regularly?
Yeah, I think for Marty, it's just continuing to build confidence. For me, with him, it starts in the meeting room and just understanding the offense, getting disciplined in how he's going to operate on a day-to-day basis away from the facility. And getting him caught up to speed is my job, and getting him ready to play football games. But, he's put in a lot of work off the field with Coach Kramer and Coach Knapp, academically, everything like that. But, overall, Marty's a great kid, and, I'm on him right now, pushing him, because he's got a lot of ability, and right now it's between the ears that we're working on the most.
This year's recruiting class, and you got some dudes, you got some dogs on the old line, and just what stood out to you most about this being your first recruiting class and as loaded and star-studded as it was?
Yeah, we've been getting after it, you know what I mean? And it's a testament to Coach P that he's on us as a staff every single day. That communication, coming back full circle with all of our communication, and I'm really excited about from the quarterback, that both the quarterbacks and that we have, and the old line that we have, and even on defense, just the guys that we're getting, But it's the city of Fargo, it's the administration, it's everybody. I mean, our official visits were impressive. Just what we did with the guys, from the photo shoot to touring them around the city to what we did with the parents. I mean, it was a fun June. It was an exciting June. It was a successful June.
Line competition been like from your perspective, especially with those 3 spots in the middle that you guys are kind of trying to fill in? Is it nerve-wracking for you as an offensive coordinator? Kind of where do you sit in that right now?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. I think the leadership that Gray and Mason are taking on right now, it's been great. For me, when I got here in the spring, Mason wasn't out there. So for the first practice, it was the first time that I had seen him out there. But just the leadership that those 2 guys are bringing, and the standard that they know that room has had and what it's supposed to look like. But I'm excited to see how it shakes out. There's some guys that have shown flashes, and we're through 3 days, and then we're throwing a lot at them in terms of the install, and I'm just excited to see the next steps that we're going to take as a unit.
Offense is going to look like under Jake Landry. I mean, I think Tyler was here for a long time, and then before that Courtney, and then before that Tim. And I think fans and media that watch the team regularly can kind of say, well, Tim was going to do this, Courtney was going to do that, Tyler's going to do that. What's your stamp going to be? What are we going to see?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it just goes back to being disciplined and winning the line of scrimmage. And that's not a sexy answer by any means. But I think the players are going to determine the type of offense that we're going to have, and that we're going to find ways to find guys that need to get the football. And Coach P talked about we got to find ways to create explosive plays, and how are we going to find the ways to get those guys the football. But, I think over time, the offense and our personnel are going to be able to dictate of how we're going to move forward. But it's going to start up front, and, we tried to make the emphasis in our offensive unit meeting that it's not just being physical at the line of scrimmage. It's being physical at level 2 and level 3, and that all 11 guys on the football field at every time got to understand that we're trying to be a physical unit.
From the start of camp to where we're at now, any young players standing out to you that have, really jumped out to you in terms of what they can do on the field?
Yeah, I think Coach P hit on a couple of them. You know what I mean? In our room right now, in terms of the running backs, Marty Brown's a guy that he didn't play last year. The expectations for him are high, and we're on him. Brady Wavernick, another guy that he's got to start to develop into a role that he can carve out in terms of special teams. For other guys, like Chris Harris, he didn't practice in the spring. Being a wide receiver, I'm excited to see, with the leadership we have in Raja and Braylon, that how quickly can we get the next guys underneath those 2 rolling and moving forward. And, already hit on it with the O-line, just the leadership that those 2 older guys have. But, for me, in the tight end room, Joe Stoffel had class a lot of the time in the spring, so he wasn't out there very much. Brosio wasn't out there very much. Hosted, he didn't practice. So the tight end room, there's a lot of experience, but there wasn't many guys that were practicing in the spring. So, it's a lot of the time I'm asking Coach Pastrana, hey, is that Carson? Is that Bros? Who is that on the film? Because I'm not used to seeing him out there.